What's up, everybody? The Prem is here. As you can see from the video playing, an awesome, absolutely amazing, product. Everything. You got John Nellis making his cameo. Amazing. I think they delivered perfectly on everything about this because it shows how you play the game, which I think the Global Cup didn't really tell you how to do that. Kind of gives you a little bit of insight into lineup making, how it works, how you get points, things like that. Unbelievable. Out of nowhere, kind of. I mean, everyone thought it was coming, but beautiful. Amazing. So, with all that positivity, and I am super positive on this, we're going to get into some negativity. So, this video is why you shouldn't buy Premier League players on auction or manager sales. Okay. I am very bullish about the Prem, but if you take number one reason is you take away the name, the Premier League, and you dive into the scores. Okay. If you had a player before it was covered, I had Uatara, who moved from Lorient to Bournemouth. Obviously, that's kind of extreme, but he was amazing at Lorient. His card probably lost, a quarter of his value easy just from that move. And it's tougher to score goals. There's not as many goals scored in the Prem. That's just how it is. It's exciting. I love watching it. But as far as the so rare game, there aren't a ton of elite players as far as the SO5 game goes. Are they elite as far as the world? 100%. But whenever you take a look at this list here, so Kieran Trippier is the top, and he had cards before, so that's a little bit different. And we're just going to take a look at the prices. So my number one reason is the scores aren't as high. And number two is the price. You should never, ever, ever, ever on So Rare, unless you're in for the collectability of the number one card or anything like that, you should never get into the auctions early unless, it makes you happy. Financially, it's just not sound advice because the price is going to go down for sure as it goes. As far as all these guys, these one sale prices are going to go down. You take a look at the top guys who I think I have it as 7. Yeah, 7 out of 15. You take a look. Your De Bruyne, he already had a card. Gakpo, he moved and he's almost dead. I won't say dead, but he took a huge hit to his value. And you take a look at these guys who have sales. A lot of them already had cards. Let's see. There should be new guys that are on. Like Mahrez, 0.85. He's solid. He's really nice. Harry Kane going for 2 ETH. He's super goal dependent, in my opinion, and there's a lot of guys. Saka, he's unbelievable. He does put up nice points. He's 3.2 ETH right now. For rares, sorry. I'm going through rares. 0.3 for limited, but yeah, 3.2 going for that. The prices are insane. When you can get players that score better, they're just not in the Prem. The kind of craziness of the release, everyone wanting to get their players, you should never jump in right away. Now, that's not saying that you should never buy Premier League players ever. Right now is a great opportunity to invest elsewhere. So, America's coming up. The prices are kind of steady there, and I wouldn't say go there. But if you take a look at some of the Challenger Europe players, people are trying to sell off right now. You can definitely send offers that people will accept because they're trying to get the funds to buy Premier League players. If you can take that advantage, you can get some better scoring players to really bolster your squad, especially if you have some ETH laying around. Now, as far as the upper echelon, the players that I think are going to be the best are surprising. So I'm gonna go with. He's changed his name a bunch, but let's go with. Is he called Rodrigo in this? Let's just search Rodri for Man City. So I'm curious to see how much he's going for. If we can get there. He goes by Rodrigo. So I never know. He's Rodri to me. But if we take a look at his prices, so the first one, obviously the 101 is going to go for more, but his limited is 0.53. Not saying that's you know, it is what it is. That is what it is. Instantly dropped 0.432. Instantly dropped 0.328. It's still going to keep going down, and I really like him. He's one of my favorites of the Premier League players. So, like, if I was going to buy somebody, this would be like the top. As far as why, he is a more defensive, I would say more defensive player than Kimmich, but it's the same thing without the decisives. He will score decisives, 11 this year in, decent amount of games, 50 appearances. But it's not about that. Look at these AA games. What's his AA average in the last year? 27 AA in the last year. He is a monster. So, like, at the level that Kimmich is, he's an absolute monster. He would be the guy that I would buy, but at these prices, you just can't. But, like, his price compared to some of the guys that score nowhere near as high. Some are the under 23 tax, but it is amazing because you look at his floor. 42, was that a sub? It was a sub. Or was it decisive? Let's see. Start, home and away. He had 145. 145 in the last year as his low. So his floor is so solid just from that built-in AA. And if he hits a decisive, he's smashing. The AA, you're not going to get that from, like, anyone unless you have Kimmich. And he has the decisive actions, and he is worth a ton. So let's go to similar players. Is it Kimmich? It's the first one's Kimmich. Okay, so they're like the same player. So if we take a look at his price, not as bad if you compare him to Kimmich, but I think his price is going to go way down because I don't think the so rare players think he's the same as Kimmich. I think Kimmich is a little bit better, but I'll be interested to see. Can we see, have rares been gone? You got 3 on auction. So 0.9 right now with 3 hours to go. We'll see where that goes. But it will be interesting to see where that rare goes. I don't think it'll go for 5 ETH. Maybe it will. I could be wrong. But for the one of that. So as far as kind of these players go, you wouldn't be thinking, and especially if you're new to the game, some of the players that you think are unbelievable are not good in the SO5 game. It's just, that's how it is. Harry Kane will be solid, but he's very goal dependent. He's not going to have a ton of AA, maybe like 9 a game. And it's interesting to kind of go through and see who is good and who is bad. And if you're a new player, this can be extremely difficult. Hopping into the game, not really knowing the ins and out about it, and especially if you're buying right away, take the game in, learn it, use the draft modes if you have to kind of see where can I kind of get the upside, but not for the buy-in that you're going to have to spend. These players' value will go down, guaranteed, in the next week, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, okay? You just saw with those auctions, they're going to go down. The number one is always the highest, but they will go down. As the supply increases, the availability increases, the prices go down. So I just highly suggest you don't buy unless you have funds and you're not worried about the price going down, okay? Whenever I first got into the game, I spread my team around. I spent on everything I saw, and then, I don't know, maybe like a month later, I'm like, where did my gallery value go down? It just completely took a dump because I was just trying to get, okay, oh, this card is out on auction. I'll overpay it for it. It's kind of a learning curve for sure, and it's one that, you can avoid. Now, I will say with this, the cards look unbelievable. And, will I buy eventually Premier League players? Eventually, I will. I will pick up some. I love the Premier League. I love what this does. And to be honest, I'm not sure what the actual deal was for the Prem, but I think it was like 30 mil. Once they start auctioning uniques, do you think they'll have like 3 to 5% made back today? Just because all the hype, and I mean, today's volume is unbelievable. I can't wait to see like the final value of this. Let's see what's going on right now. Let's just Obviously, just get rid of that. And only Prem. The value is just going to increase. I mean, some of these limiteds aren't actually that bad when you look at it. ZH might move on loan. A lot of uncertainty with Caicedo. You got Mendy. Sinistera already had cards. Another guy that his cards just went to die. Whenever he moved, he was a stud, and then went down. I think honestly, like Liverpool might be the cheap. Maybe not getting the new cards as far as that, but the limiteds that were produced might be the play if you're looking for the Prem, because Liverpool was already there. That might be a look. But if you just take a look at these cards look amazing. I'm really happy with how they worked in the card art. And okay, I finally found one. Let's view this on Sorare. Does it make me log in? This one looks a little bit different, but I saw some other rookie cards that just look unbelievable. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've seen some other ones that look amazing. I can't even remember whose I was looking at that it was amazing, but that's about it. As far as this, just use your own financial situation. It's not saying anything is financial advice by me, but I wanted to put a little bit of a spin on the Prem. While everyone's super hype and I'm super hype, maybe wait a little bit to buy the cards, because you can spend your money a little bit better, or you can wait a little bit and have that patience to get some of these guys who are going to be super less expensive, especially in the limited market. There are up to 1,000. They don't usually do 1,000 a year, but there's up to 1,000 that you can wait on to get that price down. So that's my advice. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments. And if you are buying Premier League players, let me know in the comments who you're buying, who you can't wait to buy, who you're waiting on, and all that good stuff. So hopefully you guys like this. I'm very thankful the Premier League is here. So many eyes on the beautiful game of Sorare, and they absolutely hit a home run on the announcement. So that's my thoughts. Hopefully you guys appreciate this, and I appreciate all of you and your likes and comments, and we'll see you next time.